2007 Colorado Rockies and 1976 Cincinnati Reds don't sound like they belong together, but they have an identical connection. The Rockies a 6-4 win over the Diamondbacks to sweep the NLCS and advance to their first ever World Series. They become the first team since the wild card was put in place to sweep the Division Series and LCS, and the first since the 76 Big Red Machine to win the first 7 games of the playoffs. Of course, when Cincy did it, they won their 4th World Series. Can Colorado win its first? We have to wait till next Wednesday for the World Series to begin. Hey, how are you, folks? Jason Horowitz. Glad to be with you on the Sports Update presented by Toyota. Great story in Colorado with NLCS MVP Matt Holliday and his team winners of 21 of their last 22. Indians trying to make a story of their own. Back-to-back wins against the Red Sox and now a 2-1 series lead. 4-2 victory with a pair of Cleveland heroes. Righty Jake Westbrook, 6 2/3 innings, giving up 7 hits and just 2 runs. That after not beating a team all season that had a winning record. He got run support from the get-go, and the other hero, Kenny Lofton, a great postseason. He had a 2-run homer in the second off Daisuke Matsuzaka. Team got 2 more in the 5th. So it puts a lot of pressure on the knuckleball of Tim Wakefield in Game 4. Not on the roster for the ALDS, but healthy enough for this series. Had a career-high tying 17 wins during the regular season. He faces Paul Bird, who won the series clincher against the Yankees for the Indians last week. Tonight's game begins at 8 Eastern. And, of course, that New York loss left Joe Torre's job in serious jeopardy. The Yankees front office today meeting in Tampa Bay to discuss his future. But an interesting twist. A friend of Don Mattingly telling the Star-Ledger in New Jersey that Donnie Baseball not comfortable following in Torre's place. He has been mentioned as the favorite to replace the skipper. If anything happens today, CBSSports.com will have the latest. Same with the NFL trade deadline. Happens this afternoon. The time it will come before it passes. Usually not a ton like in other sports, but one move made this morning. Kansas City sending backup running back Michael Bennett to Tampa Bay. The former Saints, Chiefs, and Vikings back was a Pro Bowler in 2002 with Minnesota. Plaxico Burress and Eli Manning well on their way to the Pro Bowl. Another touchdown hookup in the 31-10 win at Atlanta. The Giants wide receiver with 8 grabs on the season, 8 TD grabs. That's tied for the NFL lead. The road team in this series, another victory. That's 12 straight meetings that the visitors have come away with the win. That was the case Saturday in Lincoln, Nebraska as well. Oklahoma State beat the Cornhuskers on their own home field by 31. Worst loss at home in 49 years for Nebraska. And now the school in search of a new athletic director. Nebraska firing Steve Peterson, citing a lack of progress. The university's chancellor saying the new AD will decide the fate of the football staff, including head coach Bill Callahan. All right, time for the Wits Hits. Michigan running back and Heisman candidate Michael Hart injured his ankle in the win against Purdue. Didn't play the second half, but his teammates telling the Detroit News that he will play at Illinois on Saturday night. As for next Monday night, Joseph Adai, Marvin Harrison, both expected to be back for the Colts. They missed Indy's Week 5 win against Tampa. Had the bye week, though, in Week 6 to get healthy. And Mark Bulger expected back as well. Has sat out the last 2 games with broken ribs, but Scott Linehan saying he'll resume his starting duties Sunday against Seattle. So that'll do it for the Sports Update presented by Toyota for Tuesday, October 16th. But for all the latest all across the board, stay with CBSSports.com. I'm Jason Horowitz. Enjoy the night in sports. Take care.